For these reasons and more, ODK and the FSU Alumni Association are proud to welcome home Dr. Gail Skofronick-Jackson as a grad made good.
Thank you for that great video introduction. It's quite an honor to receive the Grad Made Good Award. I want to thank all of the people that worked on my nomination packet, especially Dean Yeboah and Dr. Ritzenthaler of the College of Engineering. I'm also proud to represent the College of Engineering as their first Grad Made Good recipient. I also want to acknowledge my family, my professors, and my parents here in the audience who supported me on my journey from FSU to the project scientist of this NASA mission. As mentioned in the video, being the project scientist for the Global Precipitation Measurement Mission is indeed rewarding. The rain and snow data from this mission are vital for improving our precipitation science, but they're also important for monitoring hurricanes and water resources. In addition, we can use that data to predict floods and landslides. The $1 billion mission was international in scope, and our partners were from Japan, and we launched our satellite from Japan, and it was a very rewarding experience to see the launch. It was my first NASA launch. In addition to my personal research in falling snow, it's a very interesting choice for that grew up in Florida to be measuring falling snow as my choice. I guess I didn't get enough of it when I was here. But let's get back to how FSU shaped my life and my career. FSU directly impacted my professional path through the knowledge and skills I gained in the engineering department. These prepared me well for my doctoral studies at Georgia Institute of Technology. Georgia Tech was tough, but I managed exceedingly well. Furthermore, being one of a handful of women in the early engineering department instilled in me a desire to promote women in the STEM careers, something I continue to this very day. But I have to say the intangible and indirect lessons I learned at FSU were most important to shaping my career path. I categorize them as: 1, be ready for inspiration and insights to occur in the most unexpected places. And 2, don't be afraid to change your career path or your own path, but be aware of the consequences before you do it. What do I mean by these statements, and how did FSU teach them to me? Well, first, FSU provided inspirations at the most unanticipated times. For example, as you may know and probably know, FSU has a very wide variety of classes that one can take. And for one of my electives, on a whim, I decided to take the disaster management class in the Public Policy and Urban Planning Regional Department, very different than electrical engineering. The professor showed an image of a hurricane taken from satellite. And in the 1980s, such imagery was very novel and very new technology. At that class, in that very moment, I absolutely knew that I wanted a career in remote sensing of the Earth. Since FSU, I've had similar inspirations. For example, to change my major or change my focus from rain to falling snow, an area that is in development right now, and it is fascinating to be on that cutting edge. Second, I learned at FSU that it is okay to change your mind or your path. This was manifest in my desire to switch from a computer science major to electrical engineering major. The consequence was I needed an additional year to finish at FSU, so I spent 5 glorious years here. At my work at NASA, I am a scientific leader in the falling snow research. But when I switched to become a project scientist of this wonderful mission, I had to set some of that aside, and that was a consequence for taking on greater leadership within NASA and for this mission. And being a project scientist really brings together everything that I've done through FSU through my years. Because being the project scientist, I am brings together the electrical engineering degrees with my scientific interests, because I am the connection between the engineers that built the spacecraft and the hundreds of scientists using its data. I am in a very rewarding career now, and I owe a great deal of gratitude to FSU for instilling in me the knowledge and the ability to recognize inspiration and to change paths when needed. Thank you, FSU. I'm proud to be an alumna.